Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, wherever you are coming from, all over the world. Uh, I want to talk about mental health and caregiving. As Lance mentioned in my book, I wrote a poetry book during the heart of the pandemic after losing 10 social work clients as a result of COVID and then losing my mom from COVID as well. And navigating, grief, loss. I also am a caregiver to my 78-year-old dad, and we don't talk about the my mom's passing. That's too hard for him to have. When we talk about um, estate planning and burial uh, details, we talk from time to time. My dad, at least my dad, made it very easy and very clear for him. He just wants to be cremated, and I let him know that no one had to cremate my mom, and they told me when they buried her ashes that there's an extra space um, for an additional body to go, at least the ashes. So I let him know that you could be with mom when that time comes. So that's like the furthest we can have a conversation because he doesn't like talking about um, that type of thing, especially relates to my mom. So that's like when I do my one-on-one talks with my clients, those are the conversations that we need to have. That I try to talk with my clients about living wills, estate planning, life insurance. Um, Making sure people have life insurance, and if they do, making sure they're getting their bang for their buck regarding having life insurance, because you could be paying for a life insurance policy, paying those monthly premiums, and then when that time comes, then you're not getting back the money that you thought you was going to get. So that was my situation when my mom passed, and getting that check that I got did not would have not covered a normal funeral expense. So those are the type of things that I deal with for talking with my one-on-one clients and when I do presentations and talking about the importance of having these conversations, and especially in our Black and Brown communities that we uh, don't like to have these conversations. We, you know, death is, very taboo. Death and money, those are taboo subjects in our community, but those are the main topics that we need to be having those strong conversations about. So, and then just recently, talking about mental health. I'm living in America. There's currently a government shutdown. There's food stamps that are known as SNAP benefits. Millions and millions of Americans are feeling the impact of not having SNAP benefits. Um, SNAP benefits have hit close to home. My dad was affected with those SNAP cuts. Luckily, I live in a state here in Delaware. The governor did a state of emergency, so there's some funding within the state that folks can get to help with, food stamps and they're getting their SNAP benefits at least on a week-to-week basis. So, uh, privileged to live in a state where that is happening. That is not happening for folks here. For many folks in America, again, we're talking about millions and millions of people. Um, and still, I literally just went to Washington D.C. A couple of days ago, advocating for the Older Adults Act to be passed by Congress. And, that act helps fund aging services, nonprofits, and also like programs like Meals on Wheels that many of our senior and older adult people, they need these services. So I was a strong advocate in meeting with my representatives to talk about passing that act. So do a lot of advocacy work and continue to spread the information on top of working with my business with my one-on-one clients, and when I talk about presentations for nonprofits and corporate sponsors as well. I did put in the chat if I do offer a free 45-minute consultation for folks, not only individuals, but for nonprofits and executive organizations on ways of caregiving in the workforce. So that's in the chat. So, you know, caregiving is a mental health issue. There is 63 million Americans who are caregiving in America. At least like almost 20% are members of the sandwich generation, like myself. So we're literally caring for all the adult family members while trying to raise our own kids. And we're in the middle trying to navigate possible our own retirement, how we're going to pay for college, the day-to-day struggles of caregiving responsibilities. So it's a wear and tear, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally. And it's hard. Caregiving is very, very hard. But it's something that I'm grateful that I'm still able to do. Uh, caring for my dad, uh, my kids, uh, you know, chip in as well. Just little things like grabbing my dad like some water so he could take his medicine or small things like that. So just having that, family support, my kids and also my wife being our main support systems. I don't have any other primary supports. I do have a half brother, but I'm the main caretaker. I'm the one doing it day in, day out, on top of me doing my business, on top of me being a parent, and it's a real struggle. And it's a mental health issue, and that's something. Also, I was talking to my state senator about caregiving being a mental health issue, and it doesn't help when we having these entitlements here in America being cut or in danger of being cut even more. Talk about the Medicaid entitlements being cut next year in 2026, and especially folks are going to be seeing the real aftermath of that next fall in 2026. So that's something for myself when I'm working with clients and educating folks on ways to navigate the health system, which is very challenging and very hard in our communities. To the point where folks may losing coverage, they may have to go back in the workforce just to have health insurance. So um, and that and there's work requirements to make sure that folks maintain their entitlements as well. So it's a lot happening in the caregiving space overall, and I'm glad so many of us, experts in caregiving, talking about different things that are happening in the space and continuing to normalizing having these conversations, normalizing aspects of caregiving. Um, Obviously, when you look at caregiving, there's more females in caregiving, but there's many males, such as myself, who are doing the work in the caregiving and doing all the things that are in this caregiving space. So um, I just wanted to share, as a social worker, sharing the caregiving is a mental health, uh, is a mental health issue that strongly needs to be addressed and continue to have conversations in society, in our community, and throughout the world. You can also reach me at basmorenoconsulting.net is my website, and on all social media platforms, so especially on Instagram, Reds at Bash Moreno Consulting.